In this video we're going to be looking at searching on a Google Place. In order to search on a Google Place we'll need to have added a Google Place to our initial database. There is a tutorial on adding Google Places. I'll add a link to that in the description, and hopefully a link will pop up in the top corner right now. So anyway, if we edit our address book database, we'll see that I have added a Google Place, and that is exactly as per the tutorial that I've done on that. So as I said, go and look at that if you need help setting that up. If we now look at all the contacts that we have from this database, we'll go to all contacts and we'll click get all my contacts. We'll see that I've added a bunch of locations for various contacts, and what we're going to do is going to look at how we can search on these. So we're going to edit our search form, which is number 4. So we'll go to all databases and we'll edit number 4. And what we're going to do is scroll down past address, and we're going to add region just between website and address, and it tells us that our place's status is okay because we've got a key, which is great. So I'm going to just type in which region here. So we've got distance options. So if we say, for example, 25 miles max, then the result will have to be within 25 miles of the region in the original database. So for now I'm going to choose 25 miles max. We'll leave the weight, we'll put the weighting as 1, and we'll tick that. So this is now available in our search form. So looking at all contacts, if we, for example, let's choose London and we'll see what score we get. Remember, we've got a weighting of 1. So I'm going to close this quickly and open our search form in another window. And we'll see down here, we've now got which region. So I'm going to just put in London and submit. And we'll see that anything which matches London completely with a distance of 0 miles gets a score of 10. Enfield here is slightly outside what Google classes as London, but it gets a score of 6. So let's do another search. This time I'm going to increase the weighting for the Google Place. So I'm going to increase it to, let's say, 10,000. There we go, and we'll save that. Now let's have a look at these results again. Let me reset. We should get, everything should be multiplied by 10,000. There we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So that's 100,000 there. So 10 times 10,000. You might think this score should be 6 times 10,000, but what Dataflex Link does is it actually rounds the score. So in actual fact, the score for Albert here would have been 5.8, but it would have been rounded up. So let's search on 2 fields and see what happens. Let's have a look at what we've got here to search on. I want to look at the telephone number. Telephone number, we've got a weighting of 500. So let's see what happens when we introduce a telephone number or part of a telephone number to the search. Put in 07 for the telephone number, and let's go for London again, and we'll submit that. So here we go, we've got a list of matches. So Anne is rated higher than everyone else right here because she's got a regional score of 100,000 and a phone number score of 909, and there is no one else in London that has a phone number, so she's rated slightly higher than those people. Then we've got Enfield, but also we can see down here we've got Chalaborough, which is in near Torquay, and we've got Edinburgh, and we can see that the relative score of these, whilst it has a phone number, the match to the place is not as good. However, if we were to increase the distance, that might change our results. So let's do that. So if we change the distance limit here, and we're going to say that was 339 miles, right? So let's say 500 miles max, and we'll tick that. And let's see how this is affected. So let's see what happens to Chalaborough and Edinburgh. I imagine they'll be moved up above James, Will they be higher than? No, they're not going to be higher than Enfield because Enfield is closer. So let's see. So reset 07 and London, and let's have a look. Okay, so what have we got now? So obviously anything in London is going to get a really high score. As I suspected, Enfield is quite high up there. Peterborough is now ranking higher because Peterborough is quite close to London, 74 miles. And if we look further down the list, we can see that we've now got destinations which are further away, achieving some kind of score to get onto the list. Something to note about these distances that we see in this column here is that they are straight line distances. They don't take into account travel or anything like that. So I'll show you what I mean quickly by looking at Google Maps. So I'm going to go to London. Let's go from the Savoy, that's as good as any, or we'll just go from London here. So what we can do in Google Maps is you can right click and you can select measure distance. So we're going to measure distance from this point. If we scroll out, zoom out I should say. Right, so Edinburgh's here, and we do a straight line distance, and I think we just click. So we'll click, and there we go, we get a distance of 334 miles, which is approximately the same as what we got in our search results.